Good afternoon, everyone, or whatever time you're watching it. I've just got home from work and I was really excited because if you saw in any of the Facebook groups, I posted an awesome bloom that I did yesterday, and I wanted to do a video with the same color combination so you could see how I did it and what I used. It's a color combination that I did as one of my very first blooms, and I was so proud of them. The color combination worked really well, the bloom turned out perfectly. And I don't even think I'd taken Shelee's course yet. It was just a fluke and I couldn't get it right after that. Couldn't figure out what I had done, took the course and everything worked out. So I want to show you what colors I'm using, and I'm not using any pigments this time. I wanted to see what would happen if I just used tube paints, which I haven't done for a very long time. So I'm going to take you down, I'll show you what colors I used, and we will make a bloom that's hopefully successful. So let's do that. Alright, so here are the colours I'm going to use. I did not think that through. Alright, so first colour I'm using is Golden Diarylide Yellow. It's a really nice egg yolk yellow colour. It's very yellow, and it is an opaque yellow as well. So it works really well with all these other colours. I have Matisse Permanent Orange, which is transparent. I have Matisse Brilliant Alizarin Crimson. Matisse Dioxazine Purple. This is my favourite Dioxazine Purple. However, I do have a couple of other brands that I want to try and see if they perform the same. I have Sheleeart Cobalt Teal in the fluid. I have Sheleeart Manganese Blue Hue in the fluid as well. And I have Matisse Payne's Grey. And you can see these are colours that I use frequently because I'm down to the little stubs of my tubes. However, I have had these paints for over 5 years and I still have not used a full tube of paint yet. The Dioxazine Purple I use very frequently, and yeah, still haven't come to the end of a tube yet. So they last a very long time when you're using them in blooms. I'm just popping my paint colours away because I don't need them. And then we're gonna bloom. Okay, and yellow. So, alright, so I have the colours mixed up. I'm gonna pour over this really sparkly one that I did a couple of weeks ago. I just didn't like how it dried. The cells went all wonky. And here are my colors, and I'm going to use a white cell activator. The cell activator is quite old and it's very thick. So I'm getting really interesting results with it. We're just going to see how it goes. So let me give these a little bit of a stir. And because I mixed these up yesterday, there shouldn't be any bubbles in them. And I did find that when mixing up all tube paints and mixing them from scratch, I didn't end up with too many bubbles in my final painting compared to when you use pigments. And it does make a little bit of sense because the pigments have little patches of air between each particle, and that's what can contribute to the bubbles sometimes. Just giving these a rough stir to get everything mixed. And I'm just checking all of their consistencies. That one's a little bit off. So a little water in the orange. Don't know if you can see in there. Okay, so orange needs a little bit of water. It's just a tiny bit too thick. And because I mixed these yesterday, they are still in the process of thickening and thinning. Dioxazine's fine. Manganese is okay. Fluid's fine. And this one's fine. Cool. Manganese might need a little bit more water. So I'm using water to thin my paints. In Australia, it's okay to do that with our pouring medium. I know Shelee and a couple of other people like to use varnish, but I find our paint is quite, how can I say, it congeals. It gets very thick and really difficult to work with. So I find just a little bit of water is enough to loosen that mixture up. And this is my white cell activator. Like I said, it is very thick. As it's drizzling off my stick, it is forming that nice solid line, but it is blobbing as well, which I think is just dried up chunks. But it should work just the same like it did yesterday. Also, because I'm working with a thicker mixture, a thicker cell activator will hold up. So I'm going to go for the white background again, because I like how that looked with my bloom. And we're just going to pour this straight on. This is British Paint's Interior Low Sheen House Paint. This is wall paint. If you want to do the Sheleeart course, you can do that at sheleeart.com.au and learn how to bloom like I'm doing today. And if you are lucky enough to score yourself a ticket to the Sheleeart live event in Brisbane, I will see you there. I can't wait to meet everybody, all the names and faces that we've seen in the group for so often. It's going to be a very, very fun event, and it's almost sold out on day one, which is fantastic. So keep an eye out for future events if you missed out this time, or join the live stream as well. I'll try and remember to put a link in my description for the live stream. You can register to watch that. All of the classes will be streamed live. No matter where you are in the world, you can watch all the fun unfold. So that one there is Golden Diarylide Yellow. This one, Matisse Permanent Orange. Come on, my cups are stuck to my tray. The Matisse Alizarin Crimson. Don't know what happened there. My tongue just sort of tied itself in a knot. This one is Matisse Dioxazine Purple. Sheleeart Manganese Blue Hue. Sheleeart Cobalt Teal. Normally I would use Matisse Cobalt Teal. But I'm at the end of my tube of that one and I wanted to try the Sheleeart out. And I'm really confused as I have a whole heap of this blue paint on the bottom of my tray here, and I don't know how it got there. And it's happened to a couple of different paints of mine, and I have no idea how the same coloured paint ended up on the bottom of the container, and I can only come to the conclusion that they may be leaking, which is fun, but I can't see a leak. Anyway, then the Payne's Grey. This is Matisse Payne's Grey. I do want to get some Amsterdam colours as well. I think that'd be really fun. And I purposely didn't include green in my colour scheme because I think it can really take over in schemes like this. However, if I was to include a green, I'd probably do a phthalo green or a lime green. Just see what it looks like. So I'm going to pour the cell activator into the middle and try and blow this out really well because it is so thick. Here we go. That is so pretty. So I didn't quite blow down into my colours enough, but I love this band of colour here, so I'm going to leave that. Let me see if I can get my straw just into the centre there. Just blowing really gently to break up that cell activator there. But I love what this is looking like at the moment. If I can keep a little bit of this, that'd be fantastic. So what I might do, I'm going to move my bloom off center just slightly so that all of the paint moves to this direction. Now, because I have not covered my entire surface with paint, the edges are going to roll over themselves, which I'm fine with. That's going to help with the distribution of everything. But this is such a fantastic color combination. I do encourage everyone to try this at home. You don't need pigments to make amazing art, but they definitely add some vibrancy and sparkle. So the next experiment I want to do with this color combination is to replace 2 or 3 colors with pigments. So that'll probably be in the next video. I'll keep it nice and short for this one. But look how vibrant that center is. That yellow really stands out. Layering it this way, you really bring your eye into the middle of the bloom. Like I said, this combo was one of the first ones that I did. I loved it then, I love it now. Just checking for the middle to stop moving so that it doesn't warp as it dries. And I'm going to call that one done. What do you think, everybody? It's really pretty. There's no need to tilt it in the light because there's no sparkle here, but it is just a really pretty bloom. This little bit on the edge, fantastic. Those bits of pink coming through, super vibrant middle, and just the difference in the pink, the red and the blues. Everything's so awesome. I am getting a little bit of flocculation or breaking up of the paint because the manganese blue hue is a fluid paint, and I've stretched it quite far because I didn't have enough pillow on the sides, but really successful. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you like this style of bloom. Definitely got some awesome lightning lacing there. And as always, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.